For 3 years, WIMEX, LTE Forum, IEEE Security and Privacy, Cloud Security Alliance. It's a long, long list. It's a pleasure to have you here, sir. May I request Mr. Devanathan Nayak to be on the dais. Presently CIO Aircel Gurgaon, part of Maxis Group at Aircel Limited since January 2012. Vice President at IBM India, earlier assignment, and Vice President I.T.S to Vodafone. Responsible for managing client, managing strategic relationship, managing budgets, service delivery, managing cost governance, contract management. Very, very tough job, sir. Vendor management, financial management, governance responsible for transformation of technology projects. Vice President Outsourcing at Vodafone India Services Private Limited. Director I.T.S Code Technologies. Chief Cloud Solution Engagement Executive, Project Executive at IBM Global Services. Chief Information Officer at Globacom Limited, Nigeria. May I call upon stage Shri Rajesh Rampa, CTO for IBM Global Technology Services, GTS, India, and partner for technology consulting and architecture services. Manages the organizational responsibility for client value, creation and business transformation through technology, providing thought leadership in the market strategy, IT services innovation, incubating new age models, consulting-led business development, complex client engagements with CAMSS, cloud, analytics, mobility, social media, computing and security. PhD research scholar with IIT Madras, interest in areas of business value of IT, decision support systems, negotiation support systems, IT investment, success evaluation models, healthcare analytics and cloud. Oh, that's very important. Segment is coming up. CTO Global Technology Services India at IBM India Private Limited. Associate Partner and Director IT Strategy and Designing Consulting Services at IBM India. Chief Client and Consulting Solutions Leader at EMC. Project Manager at Satyam Computer Services Limited. Infrastructure Consulting at Citibank India. Past performances. And presently, may I call upon Das, Shri Satyanarayan Venkataraman, CTO IBM GTS, Chennai.
To welcome the dignitaries on the dais and invite the guests and to say a few words about the session.
Of the dais, delegates and students. This session is specifically dedicated to understand how technology can be integrated to ensure the inclusive growth of the society. There have been debate on this, that technology which started with a huge room hall computer systems is specifically considered to be a perfect computing device for scientific purposes. Starting from there, now we are in an era where we talk about integration of different domains and thus resulting applications which can benefit to each individual belonging to society. That's all invitation for being with us in this session. So I won't be taking much time, except expressing my confidence that once this session is over, we will be more enriched about all these aspects.
Now I take this opportunity to introduce and invite our speaker of the session, Sri S. Sridharji, who is having over 25 years of experience in IT industry at different levels. Sri Sridharji is currently associated with Inventors India Research Foundation in the role of strategic advisor and is founding member of the India chapter Leaders Excellence at Harvard Square. He has been associated with Dell India in different roles as Director Marketing, Director Enterprise Solutions Business, Director and GM Enterprise Solutions Group. He has provided services to IBM India Private Limited as GM mid-market and alternate channels. Prior to this, he has been with Intel Technology India Private Limited as Business Marketing Manager, OEM Business Manager, and with HCL Ecosystem. Sri Sridharji is an alumnus of IIM Kozhikode. With this brief introduction, I request Sri Sridharji to address the gathering.
An introduction. All the dignitaries on stage, those in front of me, and all the students. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to be in front of you here and be able to talk about how technology is not just transforming the way we are living today, but an opportunity for us to restate the way we're going to live in the future. I'm going to touch upon a few aspects of what is happening and the session, while the presentation comes up. The intent of the session is to give you ideas, is to point to you what potentially will happen, and it's not an exhaustive list, and it is not meant to be answers. These are meant to be pointers which will help you think about which are the areas that you can focus upon. And I enjoy doing these kind of sessions. I now, in my present capacity, working with startups, the average age of people whom I interact with has come down by at least 10 to 12 years. So it helps me feel young all over again. So that's a tribute to the youth. And I think the amount of opportunity today available in India and the kind of growth that we are seeing today and potentially will see in the next few years, and more so, particularly with the rest of the world the way they are, I think, which is the music system and all the paraphernalia that goes with it. One was your visual ecosystem, which was your VHS or maybe a CD player then. DVD was not so common. Yes. Thank you. Who are able to capture the information, capture the data. The next is the platform ecosystem. So what do you do with the information that is captured? You've got to process it. To be able to process it, first there needs to be a conversion from the hardware to the software layer. There needs to be the middleware. There needs to be the interface engine. And then there needs to be the analytics engine. Right? That's the second piece. And the third piece is, where does it touch the business? Ultimately, if you're not able to process the information and translate it into business, it's not useful. So the business ecosystem where data actually becomes information. The person's purchasing style, that along with the business model are merged, and that is the outcome. And if you look at the roles that can emerge, there could be a host of technology roles in the first pillar. There could be a host of IT roles in the second pillar. There could be a whole host of business roles in the third pillar. And then if you look at other areas, there is analytics everywhere. The first one is the data analytics. The second one is the data scientist. And the third one is the business analyst. There's a difference in each of the roles. And the data scientists are the most difficult to get. Right? Any statistics graduate cannot become a data scientist, and this has been understood. And just for your information, UGC is sponsoring and providing grants to various institutions to start even a VVOC, a vocational education program focused on analytics. And that started 2 years back, and I had the opportunity to be on the board of studies of 2 institutions in Bangalore, which have actually been given that grant. So there's a tremendous amount of analytics-oriented opportunity, and at each layer there is going to be immense amount of potential. Right? This is how the information gets captured, and this is in any meeting. I'll get to where this data capture can get to. But this is broadly the building blocks. Print is a little smart. Let me go to. There are nine pillars which are part of this whole story. Right? You start from the human. All that touches the human, and the potential there is significant. From being able to put the sensors from the person to the home, not just because everything is e-related, whether it is e-passports or e-visas or e-whatever. The electronic system, the letter E is extremely important for us in English language as well, because if you notice, all of them start with E. Right? We start off with our existential solutions, roti kapda makan. So I hope I've given you some ideas. Think through. We're all available. Anytime, please reach me. Thank you very much for the opportunity. All the best.
Address to enlighten us with the emerging technologies like Internet of Things, storage devices, storage solutions, using applications of IoT, data analytics, data content, ecosystems, smart cities, and Now, I take the opportunity to introduce and invite our next speaker of the session, Sri Satyanarayan Venkat Ramati from I.T.S.
Start the session by thanking the delegates, the chairman, and especially Dr. Sunil, for taking time to call us and invite us, and making this happen. I think it's very happy to see that this program is well organized, and we are very happy to be here in Delhi. Okay, so the theme of my presentation is slightly shifting gears from. I'm going to talk about two things, right? First thing I'm going to talk about is where are we heading as a country, right? And how can technology fulfill those dreams of the country? Those are the two broad topics I'm going to cover. First one, and within the technology, we're not going to boil the ocean. There are technologies of technology, so many things. Within specifically information technology, I'm going to focus on specifically 4 domains, which might be of interest. Okay, where are we as a country? Now, if you look at India, right, we are on a really good position of strength at this point in time. Like, you will never get an Edison, Thomas Alva Edison anymore again in this world. Gone are the days where an innovation was an individual, heroism. Today, innovation is a group, is a collective mechanism, right? Because you innovate because you interact with the customers. You innovate because you talk to your partners. You innovate because you work with some other companies. You have ecosystem in place. You will never have a single man invention anymore, right? Because the face of innovation has changed. Unless you have a collaboration, unless you have a reach out to people, unless you have a network, you cannot innovate. That's a new norm. How we design things, right? Now, anything you want to buy, anything you want to make a decision. You want to buy an apartment, you want to go for a flat, or you want to do rental. You want to buy a refrigerator, you go to voucher.com and figure out, what people are talking about the reviews, very smart. Anything can ask you how many people you have in your organization. You can't say that I have 2,000 people because you also have your customers. Customers are very much part of your organization. Your partners are very much part of your organization, right? Because most of the inventions and discoveries and innovations are coming from outside, not inside out, right? So when you say an organization, it becomes extended beyond a particular organization boundary you want, right? And that is where 4 large things, right? Cloud, mobility, and analytics. What India needs, it's just not these technologies, right? These technologies should be leveraged for something good. Okay? There are long-standing infrastructure issues in the country, right? We've been tolerating for quite some time, okay? And we need to leverage technology to solve all those problems. Simple example: your subsidy leakages, effective monitoring of public distribution system, PDS. Just giving some examples, right? Apple Watch and all this stuff are a step towards it, right? Today, one of the most underutilized areas in IT is on healthcare, right? Though we have so much of technologies, the penetration in healthcare is very low, right? We still haven't seen any evidence of healthcare overall economical or geographical healthcare increasing because of technology, and that's where real focus is. Many companies are coming out with some pattern searches for example, like IBM had come out with a Watson healthcare. We talks about we can predict cancer much better than doctors without being a doctor. Purely by pattern searching, purely by data analysis, purely by the past records. I was just talking to one of the largest eye care operator recently. He's got 1.2 million records of ophthalmic patients, right? And he's struggling to figure out, I'm not able to get enough doctors, eye doctors, eye surgeons are in demand, in huge demand. Can I ensure that 50% of the tasks which are being done by doctors can be automated? Right? For example, the basic diagnosis, can that be driven by the machine? And then only for the advanced diagnosis, I depend on doctors. That's a trend which is happening. So, while we have skilled manpower, all these are advantages for India. The technology side, I think you need to apply skills where it matters. The repetitive tasks can be completely automated, and it's going to be patternable system in future. Right? 2015, 2020, 2025, industries were defined in 2015, boundaries will blur in 2020, and industries will converge. You're going to see in the next 10 years' time, unconventional industries coming up, picking up the space. Right? Thank you.
Now I take the opportunity to invite invite our next speaker of the session, Sri Rajesh Rampalji, CIO, I.T.S Limited. Rajesh Rampalji.
Last all Internet of Things are contained of industry as well as an individual. You see, in 1876, the telephone was invented and the phone was invented. And from 1930 to 1990, so the phone had landline phones itself was changing, and in 1990, if you see how through picture only you can see that how these phones have changed, and then in 1984, first Motorola has developed this mobile phone, and that was looking like this. And it is a huge bulky phone. And then revolution came, and then Motorola Razr came, and these were the flip phone, and you can it's a quite handy and light phones. And then came online bills are coming, and online payments are coming. Online payments you can do that. So if you see IoT, it is impacting the people, process, data, and things. And IoT is nothing. It is you are doing earlier also physically these things, but until then processes were there, but there was no automation of the process. So now automation is coming up. Through automation you are getting these IoT Internet of Things. So earlier you were doing the everything, you were making the payments physically, you are going and standing in the queue, or you were going to the movie and getting the tickets at the counter. So these all are in the Internet of Things.
Thank you very much, sir, for your words of wisdom to make all of us aware with your thoughts. Now, I take the opportunity to introduce our next speaker of the session, Dr. Ghziabad, a technically sophisticated and business-savvy management professional.
So let me elaborate what actually is meant by ABC. A means advanced technology. That is basically you can use either smart city or M2M communication. B means broadband. It is your mobile broadband and what exactly you are using. C means cloud computing. So this is the three buzzwords in India. You see how we Indians are perceiving ABC. A means astrology. Morning we wake up, see the paper. If it is not good, will not work. So I am